Thanks for sticking with us, and I hope that you are ready because it's time for another Money Masterclass. And today it's all about big men in business. We want to uncover the secret to wealth, success, and influence. Our guest today rose from humble beginnings in Bull Savannah, St. Elizabeth, to establishing himself as one of Jamaica's finest business leaders. Welcome the Executive Chairman of ARC Manufacturing, Norman Horne. Good morning, Mr. Horne. How are you doing?
Good morning, Carlton.
I'm glad to have you here this morning.
Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here.
We were just having a little chit-chat about what it is that your company is offering. And I just wanted to just piggyback from that conversation because you have established yourself in business here in Jamaica.
Yes.
And apparently started from a pretty young age. How important it is or was for the success of business to start young? Is it important to start young, or did that contribute to the success of your business?
There are multiple elements to business. And when you look at how we began as a very small manufacturer of roofing materials.
Okay.
And we have this stick-to-itiveness that we stayed with it, and we grew from there into now a major manufacturer and distributor of building materials in Jamaica. So it has been incremental growth over the years. And we're talking about ARC, approximately a 27-year-old company. And so we have grown from little or nothing to something.
Now,
Yes.
But growth, I know sometimes it requires you taking risk. It requires you making good decisions at a very, pressing time. But how important it is to know when to take that leap, risk, or when to hold back. How do you, navigate that space, know when to do that?
The major challenge in business is access to finance, is capital. Many good ideas died because of lack of funding.
Yeah.
Many good business fail also because of cash flow issues. Invariably, you can make a profit, but your business still struggle because you have cash flow deficiencies.
Yeah.
So there's a critical balance between cash flow and profit. ARC have always focused on balancing those two metrics to ensure that we can get from one stage in our growth to the next. But I want to speak a bit more, though, about Jamaica and businesses in Jamaica and where persons like myself are coming from. The fact of the matter is that one of the primary assets that lend to business growth is land. Land.
And
You can pledge it, you can leverage it,
definitely.
you can borrow against it. It's a source of capital, a source of currency. If we just step back to our independence in 1962,
Yeah.
we will come to realize that the majority of the lands in Jamaica were owned either by the crown or by descendants of slave and colonial masters.
Talk to me.
We black folks have little or nothing.
Little or nothing, yes.
So basically, that's where we started from, right? And ARC understands that. And therefore, our drive is to ensure that we understand where we start in order to get to where we are now. Over the years, we have championed the cause, right, to fight for more equity within the Jamaican society.
Yes, yeah.
Because it is truly a very inequitable society. We have a middle class, which is less than 5%.
Yeah.
Or they're about 5%.
Yeah, we're roughly 5.
Right,
Yeah.
around 5%. And therefore, you have massive concentration of wealth in the upper class or the elite, in the 1%. And the real question is that how we have a transformation where just about every Jamaican will have an opportunity to benefit and not a concentration of wealth.
But Sir Horne, how it is as a businessman, as a business leader, how do you recognize the opportunities and to know that this is something I can capitalize on? Because I'm sure that we have other business persons who are watching, small business persons who are watching, who are saying, how do I take my business from the small business as what Mr. Horne just mentioned, to the level where ARC is now? How do you recognize these opportunities and know that it's time to seize this particular one to impact the growth of my company?
Like every industry, it's demand and supply.
Yeah.
We fundamentally believe, and it still is, that there is reasonable demand for housing, for infrastructure development in Jamaica, and for expansion of the economy in general. So therefore, construction and construction materials plays a key role in all of that. So we brought about our intervention to construction materials to meet this demand.
Nice.
And that's why our focus has been centrally on manufacturing and distribution of building materials. Right?
But how important it is to know the right product, what product the market requires. When do I move from this particular product to implementing or innovating new ones? How do you know as a business owner what product the market wants? When do I change? When do I put in something new? How do you know that? So other persons who are watching this morning, who are doing their own thing as well, can pull from that to say, all right then, these are some things I need to look for.
We have an advantage. And our advantage is that we have grown to a point that we now have a research team. And our research team focused on doing surveys across the country and across the Caribbean to look at demand trend.
Yeah.
And so we can respond to it.
Okay.
But that is an advantage to us. To get to that level, to have a research team, also required capital to fund this research team.
That's what I was going to say, that capital,
but going back to the issue that we look at Jamaica in its broader sense, and we're looking at our average debt to GDP is about $5,400 US. When you compare that to first world economies like the US, which is now hovering over 100,000 US per capita, to Singapore, 48,000 per capita, to China in the high 70s, we begin to realize that individually in Jamaica, our debt is almost nothing compared to those first world countries. So the question is that if we're going to grow the country, right, can we grow the country on a 5,400 debt per capita when we're looking at first world countries, which are 10, 15 times that? So the point is that there has to be greater levels of investment in the Jamaican economy in order to allow what you would consider the underclass, the working class, and the middle class to grow some more.
And I love that. And I'm hoping that the persons who are watching this morning can recognize. But before we wrap, because we have to take a break, give me one or two tips to a young person right now, to a business owner, a small business owner who want to take the business to the next level. What can they do? Give me one thing that they can do this morning, or two, to take the business to the level where we have ARC this morning.
Okay. Differentiation strategy is important.
Nice. So differentiation.
Correct. So it is one market, and you have many different businesses in the same space competing for the same
people,
throughput, same revenue, same people.
So differentiation one, and the other one?
Differentiation strategy is important. Service.
And service is
service.
So,
and the quality of your product.
And the quality. So differentiation, service, and the quality of your products. Norman, I could not talk to you for the next 10, 15, 1 hour.
I would love to.
Yes, so we can hear more because when it comes to business, I am intrigued. Yes. But we need to have a part two. I think we need to have a part two, and I'm hoping that Shauna, the team, we can have a part two because I'm intrigued. When I hear big men in business doing the thing, I'm inspired because I can run my multinational as well because I'm inspired by you, Sir Norman. That's all the time that we have here this morning in Money Masterclass, brought to you by JN. There's more after sunrise. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere because there's more to come. Mr. Norman, it's a pleasure.